Straya, Straya. G'day Spice Legends, welcome to Burnin Bites Down Under again. We are here with the owner and runner of Wyld Smoke Bbq, is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Hey guys, Morgan Elliot here from Wyld Smoke. Here to do myself a bit of damage with some of this 5-wing challenge.
Sweet, tell us a bit about yourself and what you do, mate.
Well, Wyld Smoke started about 5 years ago, basically in my kitchen at home, and it was one of those things. It was a little bit of a passion. Always loved barbecue. Always loved playing with spices and things like that. And one day my wife said to me, "Have you tried selling it?" I said, "Well, no, let's try." And then I was lucky enough to meet Mikey Hillberger from Shank Brothers, and we struck up a friendship, and basically Mikey was one of the blokes that helped get me to where we are today, and now we're a national brand and we're going gangbusters.
Good stuff, mate. Absolutely smashing it. Good one. So look, before us, as you probably see, there's not the full 5 trial today. We're going to just do a quick little 5, the back 5. We're going to start from Bengalhorn and work our way to Scorpion Strong and steroids. And what we're facing here today is some of Mark Saint's from the Chili Effects chicken wings here. They're laced, we're going to say laced, with it bathed in, what was it, the Wizard's Lingering Burn or the Sting Like a Bee. So I've seen you've got a few of the Sting Like a Bee there as well. I've just gone with the Wizard's Lingering Burn. Each one is got a little bit of the sauces. So we're going to start today on Bengalhorn Supernova Upalala, which is Carolina Reaper based type sweet chili sauce. So what I'm doing Matty, is I'm going to ask you a question, then we eat, and then you answer it. So
Right, lovely.
my first question to you, Matty, is why barbecue and why smoking it? Obviously, is it a better kind of flavour when you smoke it? And what's made you continue to do that kind of barbecue, mate? So just chuck them in. Cheers.
Cheers.
No worries. Nice and warm.
Delicious. Barbecue is not just about smoking. It's about giving the meat a bit of extra love.
So barbecue's life. Barbecue's love.
It is, and it's one of those. It's one of those things with barbecue. You can change the flavour the longer you cook it. Low and slow has been one of those things in life which enhances the flavour of the meat. It builds on it. It creates a totally different flavour dimension. And you throw in things like spice rubs on top of that. It then gives it another layer of oomph. And smoking the meat is one of those things that I think the different kinds of woods we use, like your local woods, and we use a lot of local woods with our stuff rather than the overseas stuff. Your ironbark is a fantastic, good Australian wood, and it gives an extra flavour profile to a brisket or to a lamb.
Is that where you would probably appreciate like an ironbark kind of beer as well? Is it? Do you think that's the name, or do you think that they've actually done something with that ironbark and that as well with the beer? Try and produce that kind of flavour.
No. I mean the ironbark wood that we use it's a different thing, I think, from the beer you're talking about.
Yeah. Okay.
But no, the ironbark timber is a beautiful hardwood. It's got a lot of. You can generally create a beautiful smoke ring out of your outlet with ironbark. Yeah. Similar to what the Americans use with mesquite or pecan or cherry.
Yeah.
That can generally give a good flavour, but it's all about not trying to mask the flavour of the protein you've got, just complement.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I think we'll go from there. Where I want to just sort of complement that kind of question, as well as with your meat, is what you see this complement your meat with is with your rubs and your flavourings and those salts and things that you sort of chuck on there. I want to know, like, what goes into a good rub? What goes into making a good rub? The thought process behind it, where you get your motivation to make something like that, where you go, okay, this matches this meat. This goes well with this meat. This is going to complement the flavour of this particular meat, or this kind of way I've created this product. So, cheers, mate. We'll go to this next one. You tell us stuff. What do you think of that flavour, mate?
That's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
And these wings, obviously a bit of a meat connoisseur, How do you think Marky Mark went for these wings, mate? Would you do something differently?
No, to be honest, they're a beautiful taste. They've been nicely cooked. I must admit, I like my wings crispy.
Yeah. Okay.
I
will agree with you on that one.
Bit of crunch, bit of crisp. I use a gadget inside my kettle called the kettle cone.
Okay.
And they're a fantastic North Queensland company who make the kettle cones. And it basically turns your kettle barbecue into a dry fryer.
Wow.
Because it forces the heat out of you put your coals inside the kettle.
Yeah.
Into the cone, pushes it straight up.
Bit of straight ingenuity there, mate.
But you get, I use a lot. I use baking powder a lot on my wings.
Really?
Give them a nice crispy edge.
Okay.
Bit of flour, bit of edge, bit of baking powder, and crisp them up nicely.
And that goes into your rubs. Is that what you
Into my when I do my own spec blend for my chicken rubs, my chicken wings, I'll put a bit of baking powder in it to crisp them up.
There you go, folks. That's the one at home. That's a bit of a trick there. So look, I wanted to ask you, every single person that creates their own kind of food or cuisine or kind of product, they're always very proud of it. I'm going to ask you, first of all, what product are you most proud of for yourself, and what product took the most amount of time to develop? So we'll eat this one first, and give us the answer. Cheers.
Lovely.
This is a Ruby Reaper from WA. Dr. Paul's hot sauce.
Delicious.
Mmm.
Little trick for wing nuts. Take your meat off first. That means you're not spreading the sauce over your mouth. It doesn't burn your mouth, and the burn is less.
There you go. Good cheeky little cheat there.
And Mark will attest to this. Probably our best seller was probably the one we're most proud of. It was a collaboration between myself and one of the Queensland Pitmasters, Chris Davey from Smoking on Bros. We call it Bull Dust. It was a creation that took almost 2 years to perfect. We had a lot of testing, a lot of trials. A lot of our product comes from quirky places. We import our black lava salt from Hawaii. We import our coconut sugar from Fiji for it. And we've brought together a flavour profile which suits any kind of protein.
Yeah.
And it's a flavour explosion. It's got a twist of citrus through it, and people just really warm to it for an overall all-rounder. Chuck it on beef, chuck it on chicken, chuck it on pork. It gets anything.
Yeah. Good one. So, alright, well, look, the next question I want to ask you is, do you feel there's a certain meat that seems to carry on flavour better? Do you feel there's a meat, like, there's a meat that keeps carrying on flavour on a bit better, and is there a certain meat that you like to play with, you like to cook a bit better, like it seems to be your favourite, that you seem to gravitate towards to it? So we'll eat this one first, and then you tell us your answer, mate.
Protein is an amazing thing because every animal is different. Every animal is made differently. Their meat structure, the way their body uses that meat at certain parts of their body. I look at a cow and I see multiple cuts. I see the secondary cuts. Secondary cuts, I love secondary cuts.
So you've got that sort of, that visual, like the Matrix, where you sort of see the cuts instead of the cow. You see the code. You see what it becomes, not what it is.
Correct.
Yeah.
If I'm looking at a beast, I'm looking at the rump, the primary cuts. You look at the secondary steak cuts, like your skirt, your flank, which are very close. Your brisket cut, your chuck. I cook a chuck steak regularly. The ones that hold flavour quite well, I think. A lot of demos we use chicken breast.
Yeah.
We use chicken generally because chicken is such a bland meat.
Yeah.
It doesn't hold, depending on if it's. I do notice the difference between organic and the more commercially produced stuff.
Okay.
In terms of fat content and the way it's reared. If it's reared intensively versus slow, the fat contents are higher. You look at the type of colour of the meat, the intensity and the texture of the meat as it cooks.
Yeah.
Some more intensely red stuff, chicken wise, it's you can add flavour to it and bring a lot of that flavour through. The stuff that's more organic, you want the flavour, the actual meat to shine through. Yeah. Because it's a more of a dense texture.
Yeah. Okay.
But then you've got other things like lamb. Lamb's a beautiful Australian meat. Pig is fantastic, and pig, the shoulder or the shoulder butt is a cut I use a lot of. Excuse me. The belly pork, I use a lot of belly. Leg I really touch.
So if you were to choose your favourite other ones, what would you play with the most 9 times out of 10?
It would be pork and brisket.
There you go. That's the way, folks. Alright, well look, I want to delve into this one more question. So I've got this one last question for you, matey. We usually do a crock or not, but I'm just going to do one question for you this time. We've got this big bad boy here, you might be familiar with it, Scorpion Stroke on Steroids by the Chili Factory. Rated 25 out of 10, also rated the hottest barbecue sauce made in Australia. 2.25 million. So it's deservedly one of the bloody hottest things out there. But before we delve into this crazy chili flavour next, I want to ask you, like, you keep obviously referring to the meat as the protein.
Yes.
It seems that there's a bit of a science behind this process of cooking, of creating good, awesome flavours. Do you feel scientifically that there is a way to create the best meat and the best flavour? So before we answer that, we'll go into this one.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate. Good luck.
Let's have a bit of steam.
Yeah. Steve, how much to tell you that?
Oh, that's beautiful. Oh.
Certainly creeps with you too, doesn't it, mate?
So in terms of your question, protein wise, do you mean how do we get?
Is there a
protein?
science behind creating the most perfect meat? Is there a science behind creating a really good flavour?
See, I mean, I grew up on a farm. My parents were very paddock to plate approach, and we used to rear our own animals. And my dad's view was always a happy animal is a tasty animal, and it was a lot of. I know it's a bit cliche to talk about it, but I think the more love you can give an animal in terms of what you feed them, the quality of food you give them, what kind of pastures they graze in. I mean, we used to feed our pigs with whey from cheese, and also my dad was a bit of a avid home brewer, so and he was always grain brewing. So the spent grains go into the pig trough.
Okay.
The pigs would love it. They have a great fat layer on them, and the flavour was fantastic.
Awesome.
You take that and put it against something that's processed, where you're using a processed grain or processed feed to make them grow faster. Yeah. Yeah, get something out of it.
So it's just love over speed, basically. It's just quality.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, well, good work, mate. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you.
My trial. Good work. Look,
thanks for having
legends. Yeah, thanks for having us. For now, keep calm, be awesome.